Hello, ladies and gentlemen, CaptainShack here, and welcome to Stage 9's The Next Generation Enterprise. So, I just downloaded this. We're going to be exploring one of my favorite television shows from growing up. Let's check the settings real quick. We're on...
I am unable to correct the system failure. You must say goodbye.
Oh, it's got data! It's got data. When you click on Epic Settings, it has data saying, he's talking to his daughter. Oh, that's so sad. There are going to be major spoilers for Star Trek The Next Generation in this, so just bear that in mind. Okay, it looks like we're inside a turbo lift. So, fair warning, I grew up with this series. The Next Generation, Jean-Luc Picard, Riker is his number one, with Data's struggle to want to be human. Like, those were the shows. I used to watch them on public broadcasting. They played every single day on the reruns, and I would watch them when I was at my grandmother's house. Like, it was the thing. So we're going to explore the USS Enterprise 1701D. Let's go to deck 1. Let's go to the bridge. It's actually going to the bridge. We're going to be exploring the United Federation of Planets Starfleet's flagship, the Enterprise D, in this time period. She's one of the largest ships in the fleet, captained by Picard. Are we loading in? Am I looking the wrong way? I'm not looking the wrong way. Okay. Despawning all rooms. All right. I'm just clicking stuff. I don't actually know what I'm doing. Oh, it uses arrow keys. Oh shit. Get back in here. All right. Oh, look under the bridge. Now this works. You can download this for free, by the way. This is Stage 9's early version of this. You can download it for free. I'll put a link in the description. We are on the bridge of the Enterprise. Oh man. Now I've actually walked onto the real bridge. One of the real bridges. They actually had one that they moved over for in Vegas at one of the old Star Trek like hotel show things where they actually had this whole show that they would do. And it was one of the bridges from the show. It's cool. Is this all this stuff? It's actually a cloth across the walls. Oh man, Worf's tactical console. They always had Wesley out here, Will Wheaton, or Geordi, depending on what season you're in. It looks like we're somewhere in the Bajor system because there's Tarek Noor and there's the giant gas. No, there's the gas giant. I wonder if the wormhole opens. Now that would be cool. That's actually, and I wonder if they've built that yet. That's the space station from the show Deep Space Nine. So that would be Cisco's space station for the 7 seasons that show went on to. So then, if this is the bridge, that means the plaque should be here. There it is, the USS Enterprise, Galaxy Class, Starfleet Registry, NCC 1701. And this is actually what it says. It's got Admiral John Roddenberry. They've actually got a copy of it, and then a bunch of the producers are on here. So one of the things that's really cool about the bridge, the original bridge for the show, was that you see all these little tags, these little red tags here. We'll probably see some on the panels as we walk around outside. Even on the buttons, there were little sci-fi like sayings on there. Like in one of the panels that I saw when I was walking down one of the hallways, you'll see these little like logos on the sides. It said, "May the Force be with you." And it was just crap like that all over the place. It had people's names from the set production just like printed on these buttons. It was really cool. Are there any more options? I think, yeah, animated screens. Let's do animated screens. There we go. The neutral zone. Awesome. We are not near the neutral zone. I don't know why we're looking at that. All right, let's look around a bit. So if this is the bridge, then that means this here should be the ready room. Yep. The captain's ready room. If I was Riker, I'd do that thing where he like steps over the chair. The Stargazer model. I'm going to go total geek on you guys today. It's going to be fantastic. His goddamn fish. There's no fish. It's just an image. I'm a little sad. I'm a little saddened by that. Stargazer was Picard's predecessor ship to the Enterprise, right? That was I think the first ship that he captained that was destroyed. Let's see. Painting of Enterprise D. I have NPCs on, so you're going to see a lot of not characters from the show. What's back here? This random, this was the little replicator room he had that he could get his like Earl Grey hot. Hi, can I help you? I'm just exploring. And the window. All right, so we've seen it's even got his random like doodads all over the walls and stuff. All right, let's go ahead and go for a walk. Excuse me, I don't know how to jump, and you seem to be in my way. Whoa, why are there 2 of you? Oh, you're the first officer, aren't you? Or a commander, because no, you've only got 2 pips. Get me out of here. Well, I can like crouch. Okay. Can I change the controls? They're really derpy. Okay, we're good. I set the controls to WAS and T. And I kind of got stuck in here, but now we know how to jump. So there's the ready room. We just came out of here. No, let me out. I don't think you could ever go into this turbo lift yet. So what I believe is gonna happen here in this is we're not gonna see anything that wasn't obviously on the TV show. So like, even though we know what a turbo lift looks like, this turbo lift doesn't work because they never used it. I bet you're gonna go into the ready room, aren't you? No, you're just gonna stand there. All right, so you got your helm, your con, the captain, first officer, the counselor seat or the special guest seat, the weird little rotating computers that they had that could spin around. I always thought that was odd. Yeah, tactical up there, and then the science station's back there. Now, back here should be the briefing room, right? They're calling it the lounge. Pretty sure it's the briefing room. This is what I'm talking about. They'd always stand up here and they'd be like, "Oh, the Romulans are doing some shit, and we gotta do some shit to stop that shit." Torpedoes, probably. Oh, I can actually use this? No, not yet. Can't seem to do anything with it. What does this lead to? Nothing. All right, we'll go up to the front. Looks like a replicator randomly right there, and biographies of the crew. Commander Riker, following graduation, posted as first officer in the Enterprise. It would be really cool if and they're talking about doing this, actually had the LCAR system allow you to access certain files. It'd be pretty neat. So, all right, let's go ahead and get off the bridge, and let's check out some of the rest of the ship. Is that our warp field? What are you looking at? Warp field? Definitely the warp field. Oh man, I love this show. It's so cool. One of the games that kind of did this back in the day was Star Trek Voyager. It had the majority of Star Trek Voyager Elite Force. It was built on the Quake engine. Let's go to the starboard bow. That would give us, looks like Data's quarters and some cargo bay areas. But it had most of Voyager, the USS Voyager, that you could go and explore. And you could push all the buttons and you could talk to the crew. And I didn't walk out fast enough. That never happened in the show, unless you watch the bloopers. Crew quarters, right? Oh, sweet babies, why? So, obviously, one of the cargo bays, can you guys... Cargo elevator. I love that the cargo went flying everywhere. I guess we're not gonna go into the cargo elevator. Let's walk around. I never saw this on the show. Kind of makes sense for the style, though. I wonder if they're operating off of, like, some of those manuals. Escape pods. Oh, check that out. Now, they did show escape pods in the show, but they were always from the, the outside of the ship. They look like these weird hexagon-looking things that'll pop out of the hull if they need it. I believe that was in one of the movies, but we'll go ahead and take a look around. We've got more escape pods. These are probably all escape pods. We'll walk it, though. We'll walk it. Escape pod. They only hold 3 people. You're gonna need a lot of these. Science lab. Oh, come on. We can't open the science lab? Lieutenant Commander Worf's quarters. Oh, yes, it is. He's even got the little, like, art pieces that he had around. He should have his, like, sword back here on his wall somewhere. There it is. The Batleth. Oh, man, this is awesome. I mean, you grew up watching a show, right? So you see these sets, and you remember these stories. You should not be sleeping in Worf's bed. It's a poor life choice. The sword knife thing that he uses in First Contact. I forgot what their actual knives are. They're like spring-loaded with the sides. Very cool, though. What I don't see is the statue. What was it? The Two Brothers statue. That's a little sad that that's not here, but all right. Just say, Worf's quarters, 8 out of 10. Let's see, another escape pod. Oh, we're going the wrong way. Data's quarters are supposed to be on this deck. So said the turbo lift, so we got to check that out. I'm really hoping Spot's in there. Data had a cat. Oh, nope, science lab. Keep going down the hall. These are the little tags I was talking about. Let's see if I can, like, crouch and look at one. Almost. If I was playing this in VR, which I do have, but I decided not to because it'd be easier for you guys to see. I bet they have their, yeah, you can kind of see they've got the little quotes. Whoa, what the shit? So this is the crew lounge. Interesting. So this isn't 10 forward because we're on the starboard side of the ship. Crew lounge. Starfleet operations sectors. Mission status, deep space exploration, cult observation, stellar and nuclear propulsion survey, pulsar research project. What? Romulan neutral zone patrol. Very cool. During this time period, well, actually, I don't know what time period this is because there's Tarek Nor outside. There's Deep Space Nine. So this might be during the Dominion War. Probably not, though, because then most of these would be on military operations of some kind. The only time you ever saw ship lists like this in the original, in Deep Space Nine was, well, actually, when they were talking about how many ships they lost during the Dominion War. People would look and find out, Commander Data's quarters. What ships have gone down. So Data's quarters are pretty sparse. He doesn't have a bed in here, which is a little weird. He should have a bed. Yes, he does. It's probably through here, but it's closed. They didn't do that one. But yeah, they always showed him at his, it's the Tasha Yar hologram. Oh. During one of my favorite speeches for Picard. It is kind of deciding whether or not Data has the right to say, no, you can't take me apart. They want to study him. They want to make a data for every single ship. Starfleet does. So he is ordered to report to a space station for basically dismantling. But in his argument, or Picard's argument that he is more than just a machine, he has this, which is a crew member that was very close to him, Tasha Yar. So cool. Sadly, and very disappointingly, I don't see any signs of there ever being a cat in here. There should be hair on stuff. Oh, his pipe! Yes, that's awesome. His pipe for playing Sherlock Holmes. That's so good. With LeVar Burton, Geordi playing as Watson. So good. God. I remember reading that cat was a handful, but there's no spot in here. I'm very disappointed. No spot. I gotta say, though, the pipe was a good choice, and so was the hologram. Moving on. Crew lounge here. We've already been through the crew lounge. That means we're probably going the wrong way. Or maybe not. We may now be going the wrong way. Fluidics lab. We can't go into the fluidics lab. Science lab. Science lab. Maybe I need to ring the doorbell. No. Science lab. How can you not go into the science lab? They showed science labs many a time. And escape pod. We didn't go down here, so let's go across through this hole. Don't right click. What is that? Escape pods. Crew quarters. Or the vastness and darkness of space. That's frightening. We're not going to go through that. So some areas obviously aren't finished. I mean, this is like 0.69 or something. You saw how big this place is. The ODN relays. They're always talking about fixing the ODN relays. We'll go ahead and start sprinting around a bit and see if we can get any more of these doors to open. We did find Worf's quarters. We did find Data's quarters. I'm running through the bridge. Oh, if we're going to run through the bridge, I think I saw... game. To access the rest of the ship, you must go back to season 2 to 7 bridge. Yesterday's Enterprise? What? Emergency transport on deck. Experimental does weird things. I don't think I want to do that. You can switch through seasons. Oh, that is cool. I thought, though, that there was a red alert. Yeah, there it is. Red alert! Shields up. I gotta get to my station. Wait a minute, that door opened. I gotta check into that. Oh, it's just the crew lounge. Red alert! Don't go out there, man. It's a trap. It just seems to end. Wah! Or it's an escape pod. So there's a little weirdness where it's not actually loading the stuff behind the windows, and sometimes it doesn't open them. Nobody wants to go into this elevator. Let's get back to the turbo lift. Let's go to another deck, a more interesting one. Let's go to transporter room and science labs. I want to go to the battle bridge. Okay, let's go to the battle bridge, as ridiculous as that sounds. So the battle bridge, the one thing that they did with this ship was you could separate it, right? The saucer section came out, and you could basically evacuate the ship and then use the bottom half of the ship as a combat ship. And this was what the bottom half had. It had the battle bridge. And they did this all of, 2 times in the show? I mean, they built this model, this amazing model for the first few seasons to do this, and they did it in the very first episode, and I don't think they ever did it again. Except for maybe in the movie. Because it was like, okay, you could do it, but the saucer section doesn't have a warp drive. So it's slow boating wherever it's going. They just didn't, I don't think they ever really found a use for it. So there you go, though. There's the battle bridge. Seen all of 2 times with O'Brien at the comm. I love that O'Brien was a side character. He was just a transporter chief for this show, and then eventually became a main character for Deep Space Nine, and probably one of the best characters in Deep Space Nine. His relationship with Bashir was fantastic. Okay, let's go to Arboretum. Really? Wait, when did you see the Arboretum? I don't remember. I mean, I'll probably remember when I see the set. Let's take a look. All right, Arboretum. That's another lab. You can sit in these chairs. You could totally sit in the chairs. Just like random waiting room. I mean, the texture quality is really nice. It looks great. Storage. Arboretum. Oh, the Arboretum. This is the Arboretum. They only use this in the first couple of seasons, I believe. And the only episode I can remember of it, you are in the pool. I don't think you're supposed to be in the water. The only episode that I remember this being in, oh, hi, excuse me, was with Troy's mother. And, yeah, she was like having a midlife crisis, basically. It was a really good episode. That sounds really boring, me explaining it like that, but that's basically what it was. Fucking awesome. Just cool. All right, back to the turbo lift. Let's go to the Shuttle Bay. Or engineering now. Engineering would be great. Picard's quarters. Deck 8, the bow. Battle bridge we did. Arboretum we did. Let's go to... Look how it jumps. Deck 9, Deck 8, Deck 10. Then you're like Deck 36. Main engineering. Shuttle Bay 2. Brig. Oh, the brig. Computer core. We'll go to the computer core. Then we'll go to the engineering bay. When did you ever see the computer core in this? I keep saying that, and then as soon as I see the set, it'll hit me like, oh, that was that one episode. I recommend you download this, especially if you've got a Vive. Like, I want to walk around in this in VR. I hope they add some type of multiplayer support for this, because how fun would this be? Excuse me. Sir. Ensign. Piss off. I think that's Ensign. Could be wrong. Thank you. There's a 13-year-old boy that probably outranks you on this ship. Yeah, how does that make you feel? Makes me feel pretty bad. Let's take a walk. So this is the computer core. Oh. When did they ever show this? I don't remember any of this. I mean, this I kind of remember, I guess. Like, the isolino trips are probably, like, all over the place here, but... All right, let's get out of the computer core, which sparks 0 memories for me, and get back to the bridge. Or get back to... I want to see the holodeck. Turbo shaft. There we go. Take me to main engineering. Immediately. Oh, sweet babies, what was that? I don't know. I don't know what that was. Whoa, main engineering has a force field up currently, so we can't go this way. Probably because they didn't know what was around that corner. Got a force field up here, can't go that way. And then suddenly we're in main engineering. Oh, whoa, that was a little lag. Oh, check it out. Data and Geordi were always here sitting at this table, figuring out some damn thing that was going wrong. Something's absorbing all the power from the warp core, or we can't get a stable warp field, or they had the Traveler here sending them to meet the Borg. Ah, it's good stuff. It's really good stuff in the cells. Let's see. I wonder if we can open up these panels down here. No? I was hoping we could open these up and you'd see like the computer chips inside. There should be an elevator going into the warp core, excuse me. Oh, look at this. No, that's a big negative. Can't open the warp core. Can't look at the dilithium inside. Dilithium crystals. And it doesn't look like the elevator works. I don't see a button. Wow, frame rate down here seems to be a little bit iffy. But there should be an elevator that would lead you up to that platform up there, which I always thought was super, super silly. They had it in Voyager too, where the ship is always getting like knocked around in every episode. We're gonna leave this bridge because the engineering bay, because of the lag, but so cool. What's back here? You always see people go off screen back here. Just a turbo lift, one that doesn't actually work. All right then. Carry on, gentlemen, carry on. I'm sorry that your area is a little low on frame rate. Not quite sure why. Maybe because they've got these gigantic hallways. Let's go to the, go to 10 forward and see if Whoopi Goldberg's in there. She played a character, Guinan. One of the more interesting characters, and she wasn't on the show for every episode, but the ones that she was in, always a good time, especially when they had Q show up, omnipotent being Q. We're gonna go ahead and go to the Shuttle Bay 2, because I guess we never saw Shuttle Bay 1 in the show. Dun, 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 dun. Hello, ladies. You're on the wrong side of the force field. Oh, it's the brig. I don't know what those are supposed to do. They look like vents or solar panels, but I guess they're a thing. Yep, there's the brig. Oh, yeah, I think it was like first season. They had an episode with one of the super soldiers. A planet had like a race of super soldiers. They used them for a war, they won their war, and then they just ditched them all, these veterans, on a moon. It was basically a prison. I mean, it was a nice prison, but it was a prison. And somehow one of them like escaped through some crazy turn of events. It was actually quite interesting because these super soldiers were so good at their jobs, they figured out a way to escape and they got on the Enterprise, not killing anyone, mind you. And it was just like an episode about how do you deal with your veterans, your war veterans, once you've basically used them. I mean, they are a danger to those around them, right? In this instance. And they were like, no, we're not. We just want to go home. It was a very good episode. Those are the kind of episodes that Star Trek was about for me, right? These kind of morality tales, that the best episodes made you sit and talk with the people you watched it with about the topic. What do we got here? 1701D, Shuttlecraft 15. This is the Magellan. Oh, the Magellan. That was this the one that was like diving through dimensions or something? I don't remember. We're traveling through time with Picard on it? I don't remember. Can we open this? Does this work? It beeped. Oh, it opens. Cool. Well, I guess we're gonna go ahead and board the shuttlecraft. Let's see if we can close it. Oh, man. Can we fly this? Remote saucer separation. I hope not. I've got cameras. That's cool. Let's see if we can sit in the chair. We can fly it. Oh God, we can fly it. Oh, how do we gotta open the bay. How do I get out? I didn't know we could fly it. That's awesome. Let's go see if we can open up the bay and take it outside. Doot. This is on the Unreal Engine, by the way, so let's see. Well, if we were gonna open the bay, we'd have to go up to the control tower. What are you? Some type of cargo scanning or force field? Maybe force field emitter. Let's caution variable gravity area. I think we need to go up there. Now, the only way up there, it would seem, there's no ladder, is through a door up there. So let's walk around this way and see if we can find a way up. Turbo shaft. No, I want to fly the shuttlecraft out of here. How do we do it? Any of these open? No, none of these open. All right, we're going back in. I mean, there might be a button inside the shuttle to do it. Let's look around inside the shuttle. So, maybe I just gotta get close to it like the other doors. That makes sense. You can see the little cameras all over my shuttle. Now we just ran into it. Ah. So it's sad times. Can I roll her? No, it doesn't seem like I can. Sad times. And then she sits back down. All right. I guess it's just one of those parts that aren't done yet. Very cool, though. I mean, I love that I can go in here. One of the best episodes that I can think of with a shuttlecraft involved have to be the one with Scotty. They find a Dyson sphere. And it's such a good send-off for Scotty. He's sitting there drinking with Picard, saluting the old Enterprise, his original Enterprise, Picard's Enterprise. Because he feels worthless, right? He's a man out of time. He used to be this crack engineer, and now he knows nothing about current technology. So, let's go to the nacelle control. Last place, we'll go to 10 forward. Have a drink. Da, 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 da. Every room is an episode that they had. I don't remember. There was one episode with like Picard and a bunch of kids trying to escape a turbo lift before it plummeted to its doom, which was kind of a cool one. It's like every room you walk into, though, yeah, it's full on nostalgia flashbacks. So 10 forward, a lot of episodes took place in 10 forward. Whoopi Goldberg ran basically the bar here. She had been, she's one of those races that lives damn near forever. She even Q looked at her like, oh God, what, you have one of those on board, is kind of how he reacted when he saw Whoopi. Oh, it's the weird 3-dimensional chess. Can I? No, not so much. Very cool. I mean, they could do, it's such a perfect thing for VR, right? To have the crew, get the old actors back, do a VR game where you get to explore the Enterprise. Just explore it on an average day. You get to talk to the crew, get all the voice actors to come back. It would be so much fun. Play chess with Data, and just talk shit about the whole thing, like what's going on. Talk to the crew members, especially if they can bring back some of the old extras. That would be really neat. Have a story in there. Give me something green. This is disgusting. More? Yes, please. I love it. I love it. All right, guys. Well, if you want to check this out for yourself, I'll put a link in the description below. There is a lot here to explore, and he's talking about either making the actual ship bits do stuff, so you can like hit buttons and they'll do things. There's more rooms that we haven't explored here. He wants to put a bunch of fun like Easter eggs to find, which is kind of what they did on Elite Force, where you could go around and find a bunch of Easter eggs in the game from the TV show. Or he's talking about actually recreating like the real world sets. I don't know how you do that unless you had a lot of reference pictures though. So, all right, guys, you enjoyed this? Hit that thumbs up button for me. Subscribe to the channel for more sci-fi gaming goodness. And as always, thanks for watching. And red alert! Shields up! Later, guys. Can I actually read this one? This one says, I have no idea. Something about waffles and Starfleet technicians.